But how? The minute we move in there, they're gonna spot us on their radar.
Not if we jam it.
Aha! You're right!
Down scope.
Down scope! Radar about to be jammed.
Sir,
What is it?
can I talk to you, please, sir?
Well,
I'm trying to hear, sir.
You don't need that, Private. We're right here. Now, what is it?
I'm trying to hear, sir.
now what is it?
I'm having trouble with the radar, sir.
What's wrong with it?
I've lost the bleeps, I've lost the sweeps, and I've lost the creeps.
The what? The what? And the what?
You know, the bleeps, the sweeps, and the creeps.
It's not all he's lost.
Sir, the radar, sir. It appears to be jammed.
Jammed. Raspberry. There's only one man who would dare give me the raspberry. Lone Star!
Hi, Randy, K7AGE. I'm out at the Voice of America site. Let's see what's inside. You know, if you're radio people, this is one rhombic. Okay, this is one antenna. There were 20 plus of these on the property, each oriented, as I said, to a different. They were all connected, and you can see out the back, and if you want to, if it's not raining, you can go out and walk through it. The switch, that's a switch. 6 inputs, 20 plus outputs.
This is K1DBC. All stations please stand by. The Denver Radio Club Learning Net starts in 5 minutes.
W0TX repeater.
Okay? And of course, all the transmission lines running across. Inside the building would have been coax.
Oh, I see. And then they read it.
Yeah, you just, the highlights. If you're a radio buff, it was mandated that all ships had to have a radio operator and you had to be on duty all the time. Remember that? But the other thing they inaugurated was the quiet time. And that was a special clock that told them when they had to shut up competition because they had crappy transmitters. He was a brilliant man. The first person to realize that people don't buy radios. They buy entertainment. He was the first person to have a program. Crosley refrigerators. Air that somebody wants to listen to. Okay, this is the antenna switch. So this would switch the 6 transmitters to, I don't know, about 30 different antennas. So here's the switches themselves. They're up in here. It's kind of hard to see. But these are all manually operated. So down here below it is all of these levers that a guy would be out here energizing and de-energizing antennas to transmitters. Of course, the circuit he was working on was not energized. Here's a little more of a close-up of the switch. And this rod would go up to the top where the contacts were. So here's one side of it, and here's the other. All the towers have been taken down. There's no towers left, just the ham stuff that's out here, which certainly wasn't here back then. And I think about a mile up the road is the WLW, the Blaw-Knox Tower, the diamond-shaped tower. So this is one of the 6 Collins transmitters. The original Crosley transmitters are long gone. And they have these photographs on the front so you can get an idea what was on the inside. This is the transmitter control panel. All the metering, all the adjustments, everything is with motors back in the cabinets. This is one of the WLW tubes. If you go to my WLW video, you will see. So this is the WLW transmission line. So this is their equivalent of coax, and it's a 95 ohm line to handle 500 kilowatts. So this is a couple of final cabinets. You can see those are tubes or capacitors down there in the bottom. Here's one of the final amplifiers when they converted from water to vapor cooling. Uses a iMac 3CV 100,000, 1700, 500 plate voltage, 15 amps plate current, plate dissipation 100,000 watts, screen dissipation 1,750, grid 500, amplification factor 4.5.
Thanks for checking things out here on YouTube. We're watching Randy K7AGE, his video from Hamvention from the Voice of America Museum here. So pretty good 10-minute long video here. So yeah, check that out over on his channel, K7AGE. And we'll probably get the net started here in a moment.
20 watts. So this is the personal hem transmitter of R.J. Rockwell, VP of Engineering for Crosley. So he had some heavy metal at home.
This is K1DBC. The DRC Learning Net will start in 1 minute. All stations please stand by while the repeaters are placed into net mode.
PL off.
Good evening and welcome back to the Denver Radio Club Learning Net for June 1st, 2022. It's a great place to learn about ham, radio, and STEM topics in general, and thankfully we have plenty of combined experience and expertise. This is Kilo 1 Delta Bravo Charlie K1DBC, and my name is Daron. I am Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Learning Net here this evening. We meet every Wednesday except the third Wednesday of the month, 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time on 145.490 and 448.625. This net can be broken at any time for emergency or priority traffic by using the word break. Is there any emergency or priority traffic at this time? You can contact us via email at elmer@w0tx.org. We also post information on groups.io/g/ham learning net, as well as youtube.com/Denver Radio Club. If you can't check in over the air, if you're not licensed or if you're not in the Denver metro area, feel free to check in on there or post any questions. Again, youtube.com/Denver Radio Club. We will begin by inviting Elmers only to check in with or without traffic. All Elmers, please check in now.
Alpha Alpha Zero, Juliet Kilo. Good evening. And yes, we have traffic.
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control for Elmers. That time we had AA0JK Fred with traffic. Thank you so much for checking in, as always. Once more, if you'd like to check in as an Elmer, if you have some sort of subject matter expert or some sort of expertise in something related to ham radio or all the tendrils to it, we're happy to have you check in as an Elmer. So once more, if you'd like to check in as an Elmer with or without traffic, all Elmers, please check in now.
Kilo 0, Lima Alpha India, K0 LAI, Larry in Lakewood.
All right, and that time we had K0LAI Larry. Thank you for checking in as an Elmer. Really do appreciate that. All right, all other check-ins to the net will be taken in alphabetical groups based on the first letter of the call sign of the operator's call sign, excuse me. And that is the first letter after the number in the call sign. If you can, please try to use ITU phonetics, for the call sign at least, and indicate if you have any traffic or questions as you check in. If your suffix begins with the letters A through M, Alpha through Mike, please check in now.
Kilo 6, Hotel Juliet Victor, K6HJV, Tom, Arvada, no traffic.
I need to mention our website. Check out our website.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Alpha Whiskey Charlie, Brian, Wheat Ridge, no traffic.
W0TX Repeater.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Juliet India Charlie, Steve in Northwest Denver.
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. We'll go ahead and hold up there for just a minute. This is K1DBC Net Control. Might be a little bit of quieter net this evening. Not a problem, maybe due to the holiday. But that time we had K6HJV Tom, KF0AWC Brian, and KF0JIC Dave. Got you all checked in. Thank you all so much for checking in. Once more, if your call suffix begins with the letters A through M, Alpha through Mike, and we'll also take third-party check-ins. So if you're not licensed, but you're around somebody who is licensed and you would like to check in using their call sign, we're taking call suffixes A through M, Alpha through Mike. Please check in now with your call sign, your name, and let us know if you have any traffic or questions. Please call now.
Kilo 0, Kilo Papa Sierra, Kevin, Lakewood, no traffic.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Foxtrot Papa India, Ron in Lakewood, no traffic.
Bit of work in progress here.
WD0CIV, WD0CIV, Charles in Denver, no traffic.
Try to make sure to bring this up, but my hook and ladder, really cool opportunity here we have to be available to participate in, and really cool stuff here. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. That time we had K0KPS Kevin, KF0FPI Ron, and WD0CIV Charles. Thank you all so much for checking in. We'll go ahead and open up to the whole alphabet. If your call suffix begins with the letters A through Z, Alpha through Zulu, and you'd like to check into the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net, just a great way to learn about ham radio, electronics in general, things like that, please call now with your call sign, your name, and let us know if you have any traffic or questions. Please call now.
Whiskey Alpha 4, Mike, Bravo Golf, Bob in Aurora East.
Kilo Echo 0, November Romeo Echo, Jim in Littleton with traffic.
Kilo Echo 0, Sierra Uniform Mike, Jonathan, Lakewood.
Kilo 0, Yankee Echo Sierra, Ken in Broomfield, no traffic.
All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Go and hold up there for just a moment. This is K1 DBC Net Control. That time we had WA4 MBG Bob, KE0 NRE Jim with traffic, KE0 SUM Jonathan, and K0YES Ken. Thank you all so much for checking in. Really do appreciate that this evening. Another call for anyone who'd like to check into the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. We're taking all call suffixes A through Z. Please call now with your call sign, your name, and let us know if you have traffic or questions. Please call now. It's a double. That was a double. Not a double. That one was a double. I'll have to play a game.
Yeah, this November 0, Tango Romeo Papa. I was the double. Good evening.
Oh, no worries.
Jim in Lakewood.
No problem. This is K1 DBC Net Control. We'll go ahead and hold up there for just a moment. No problem. On the double there, we had N1GUM Peter and N0TRP Jim. Thank you all so much for checking in. Another call, if you'd like to call, check into the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net just for the count, or if you have any traffic or questions, please call now. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Again, another reminder, we're kind of now moved over to our official YouTube channel, youtube.com/Denver Radio Club. If you kind of want some behind the scenes of Net Control or some additional context to what we're speaking about, or if you missed prior nets or prior meetings, again, youtube.com/Denver Radio Club. Some playlists set up there for our meetings, learning nets, Elmers sessions, all sorts of things going on there. So please check that out. I guess with that, we'll throw it over to, and there will be plenty of opportunities to check into the net, and I'll call upon those. So with that, though, we'll throw it over to Fred, AA0JK. The net is yours. Go ahead.
AA0JK, good evening, everyone. And this evening, I kind of want to focus on safety issues with the upcoming outing that we have coming up here this weekend. Certain aspects here that I think are very important during a field day event, when we got all of these antennas and everything else all cranked up. But after seeing some of the videos and whatnot in the past here, I'm very concerned about safety issues, especially, when it comes to weather and lightning safety comes to mind. It's just not a matter of hearing thunder. When you have the clouds cover and rain coming down, it's inevitable. So, don't be out there and get zapped there by lightning. It's probably best just to shut things down, get your antennas disconnected, and wait till the storm passes. Let's see, no place outside is safe when thunderstorms are in the area. That's a big one. When you hear thunder, immediately move to safe shelter of a substantial building with electricity and plumbing, or an enclosed metal top vehicle with the windows up. And that's no guarantee. You go on the internet and see some of the vehicles that have been struck by a lightning. In fact, we've got one gentleman in our club who has got a great story about lightning hitting his mobile antenna as he was driving down the highway, and it definitely fried his ham rig. But let's see, stay in a safe shelter at least 30 minutes after you hear the last sound of thunder. Actually, I think it's 30 minutes after the storm passes. We don't want to learn from making mistakes. We're here in the Learning Net to try to avoid mistakes. So let's not be having to make any reports of any injuries due to our lack of safety precautions. Let's see, stay away from
W0TX. Repeat.
There went my timer. Stay away from objects that conduct electricity, antennas, power lines, windmills, etc. Power down and disconnect your radio and generators. Okay, now that's just the beginning here. Safety with the antennas. Be aware of and avoid electrical power lines. Don't climb towers that use temporary guys. Don't climb ladders being used for antenna supports. Erect antennas far enough away from the operating positions so there is no possibility of the antenna being and structure falling on operators and observers. And regularly inspect the guys and ropes and stakes throughout the event. And let's see, ensure that your field day station complies with all SEC RF exposure requirements. Got some notes there if you want to look further into that at the ARRL website. Let's see, generators and electrical safety. Never move or add fuel to running generators. Fuel should be stored in appropriate containers away from your generators and ignition sources in well-ventilated areas. Centrally locate the generator. Keep all branches of the stations equal. Use an earth ground at the generator and at each station. And when we go on to physical safety, avoid tripping hazards. Use, let's see, guides and ropes and stakes there. Avoid tripping on those. Secure hazardous areas with caution tapes to keep people away. And escort, this is an important one when you have visitors. Escort your visitors around your field day site to make sure that they don't get entangled in or get into a safety situation. Okay, and then this is something that every individual is responsible for, not just trying to appoint one individual as a safety coordinator. Everyone that attends the event should be aware and is responsible for their own actions and to keep your eyes open to help and direct others to prevent any accidents. And I think I've taken enough time here. Back to net control, AA0JK.
All right, no problem. It is your JK Fred. This is net control, K1DBC. Yeah, no, good information there. Yeah, field day safety guidelines provided by AARL. Yeah, and to kind of reiterate on one of your last points there of it's not just up to a single individual to be aware of safety issues. If you see something, say something. As that saying goes, is in many different areas of life. But in field day, we were kind of working last year in a little bit suboptimal conditions with the rain and the thunder or not, and I think we definitely tried to make sure we unplugged antennas and power inputs, things like that when we're hearing thunder and lightning and things like that. But there was very, very good points there. ARL.org, the field days safety guidelines here. So, Fred, A0JK, good information there. W0TX.org /field day, June 25th and 26th. Let me make sure here as it comes up. 12 p.m. to 12 p.m. So, the Prospect Arena over in Arvada, we hope to see you out there. So, and you can see kind of what maybe Fred was kind of alluding to was some of the activities from last year, and you'll see some quite torrential downpours at some point. So, weather is always something we have to contend with and understand how to work around. So, good information there, Fred, AA0JK. I had also brought up some things to the National Weather Service, some general information about awareness about different weather situations and how to become weather ready. So another great resource, weather.gov. So this is K1DBC Net Control. I'll throw it out to the net. Any comments, questions, anything else in regards to field day or safety officer or safety guidelines for field day, please call now. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. We're dealing with fairly good wattages and amperages, and we need to be very careful and aware of what's going on, whether it be field day or whatever it may be. We're here to experiment and understand the science and electronics around us, but definitely take safety precautions and understand limitations and make sure to just follow through with those. So your life is more worth than the $5 Arduino or whatever it may be. If you're dealing with mains line power, you don't want to mess around with that. So this is K1DBC Net Control. Good information there. AA0JK Fred. This year I'd have to look it up, but we did have somebody I think kind of officially appointed as field day safety officer. But again, it's up to everyone to point out something if you see something. So this is K1DBC Net Control. Very good information there. I guess I'll just take this time to throw it back out to the net once more. Any other comments, questions in regards to, I guess, our field day in general or field day safety? Please call now. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. I'll just go ahead and take this time to take official check-ins. If you've just tuned in, or if you'd like to check in, my name is Daron, call sign K1DBC. You're listening to the Denver Radio Club Learning Net, general place to learn about ham radio, s.t.e.m, s.t.e.m, plenty of things like that. So if you'd like to check in, please call now with your call sign, your name, and let us know if you have any traffic or questions. Please call now. Once more, if you'd like to check into the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net, please do so with your call sign, your name, and let us know if you have any traffic or questions. Please call now. All right, once more, youtube.com/Denver Radio Club to provide any additional context to what we're speaking about. You can follow that video if you'd like. With that, though, we'll throw it over to KE0NRE. Jim, with traffic, the net is yours. Go ahead.
KE0NRE here. Thank you for doing the net tonight, Daron. I guess my question kind of builds off the great advice that we were getting about operating in field day. My question revolves around what happens when we're operating at home in the shelter of pretty good protection. Is there any evidence that anybody knows about that your antenna is more likely to be struck by lightning if you are transmitting during a thunderstorm? And to that, I'll turn it over back to the net. KE0NRE.
JK.
W0TX repeater.
Good question there, KE0NRE. Yeah, I don't know on that question there. It's a little bit in the weeds there for me. Yeah, as we've talked about, just unplug your stuff, just to avoid any issues in general. But are you more likely to have a strike if you are transmitting? If you're transmitting RF out of your antenna, are you more likely to have some sort of strike? I don't know. But Fred, A0JK, if you have any follow-up on that, go ahead.
A0JK. Okay, brace yourself. I've got a long-winded story here concerning that. If you have any indication whatsoever, storming conditions, please disconnect your antenna. And not only that, disconnect the power cord, the power source to your radios. I personally experienced a strike that burned up my ham radio gear and stereo equipment and a number of other appliances throughout the house. And it was not a strike onto my antennas. None of my antennas were touched. What had happened was the neighbor's house got hit at the utility ground. Get this, the utility ground. Now, I'm assuming that this lightning strike was due to an imbalance between the ground potential and the upper atmosphere, but the strike was such that the XYL was doing laundry. She was walking on a concrete floor barefooted, and when she had touched the appliance, a high voltage hit and threw her across the room, slamming her into a wall and knocking her out. And the whole surrounding neighborhood area had appliances got burned up, fax machines and what have you. But that electrical charge came up through the electrical system of the housings and was not, had absolutely nothing to do with any antennas. But beware, do not take any chances, please. If there's any indication whatsoever that there's going to be any lightning, disconnect everything. That particular day I had been up on the roof doing some roofing work, and I heard a rumble, and I looked up, and it was perfectly clear skies, except for way off to the west was one little fluffy cloud. And needless to say, we still got a lightning strike, and throughout the rest of the evening, that cloud grew bigger and bigger. So Mother Nature, you can't second guess her. AE0JK, back to net control.
All right, Fred, A0JK, this is Daron, K1DBC Net Control. Yeah, good information there. Yeah, I definitely don't want to take any issues there. Yeah, you want to make sure you take all precautions to avoid any issues. Yeah, I don't know on that question in particular, though. Jim, KE0NRE, are we more likely, is an antenna in general, or is some sort of transmission... if an antenna is transmitting, is it more likely to be struck by lightning? I don't know on that specific question in general. So, good question, though. Yeah, I'll throw it back out to you, NRE, or anyone else. Go ahead.
This is NRE again. I know there's been a lot of lightning strikes to commercial broadcast towers, and they're transmitting 100% of the time, or almost. But I don't know that makes them more or less likely to be struck by lightning. than just the fact that they happen to stand so tall and usually in isolated places. So I was just curious about whether, I think Fred's advice and everybody has taken it to heart about disconnecting your equipment, disconnecting your antennas during a thunderstorm. That makes perfectly good sense. But I was just curious whether if you didn't do that, if you continued to operate during a thunderstorm, would it make your antenna more likely or less likely or just as likely to be hit by lightning? My suspicion is it doesn't make any difference whether you're transmitting or not, but I don't know of any evidence or any anecdotes about how that affects things. So back to net, KE0NRE.
JK.
KE0NRE, Jim. Yeah, good question there. Yeah, really interesting stuff there. Yeah, broadcast engineering, yeah, TV, radio, they're broadcasting 24/7. And as well as I was thinking as well, airlines and planes, they have to transmit regardless of the weather conditions. They need to get their information out there. They need to get information back. So, yeah, it doesn't seem to affect aviation. It doesn't, there doesn't seem to be too much anecdotal or talk about that. So it seems like it's potentially either way. There's probably just as much of a chance to be struck whether you're transmitting or not. So if you have some sort of conductivity there, you probably are likely to have it either way. So yeah, Fred, A0JK with follow-up. Go ahead.
Hey, A0JK. Yeah, I haven't ever heard of anything that says that you're more likely to get hit with lightning when you're transmitting RF. So I wouldn't, say that you're more than likely to get hit when transmitting. I've never heard of anything along those lines. If anybody ever does, please chime in and let us know. But we look at some of these little devices that you buy and put in your coax line or for static discharge prevention and what have you. Those do not work for lightning. So don't misunderstand that if you put one of those things in your coax line that's going to protect you from lightning, because it will not. It will not. That's just for static dissipation. That's kind of like an aircraft. They've got little streamers that they put on the trailing edges of their control surfaces and the wings to dissipate static electricity. But you still see instances where you actually even see aircraft while they're flying get struck by lightning, and it is it's a very interesting subject to say the least. And we've got a lot to learn about it, but don't take any chances. And I really don't think transmitting is going to attract any lightning. It's your antenna, your grounding system, and the fact that you're plugged in. So unplug it all if there's even any question whatsoever. Wait for a sunny day. AA0JK, back to net control.
All right, Fred, A0JK. This is K1DBC Net Control. All right, just looking at a article here by tvtechnology.com for the TV station KATV in Little Rock. They are talking about a product that they're using, a software product, RF Hawkeye. They add it's a dielectric RF monitor, identifies lightning strike damage. So I'm not sure if they go into the results that they found, but looks like from a broadcast engineering perspective, they're trying to also make those sorts of relate those data points together and understand what does lightning strikes do to their broadcast signals and things like that. So, yeah, good question there. NRE, KE0NRE, Jim. Good question there. So, yeah, who knows really at this point? Yeah, definitely make sure from unless you absolutely need to be transmitting, definitely unplug your equipment and don't take any chances to ruin your equipment. But, under emergency purposes, you do what you need to do. So this is K1DBC Net Control. Good question there. Good information so far. This is K1DBC. Again, I'll throw it out to the net. Any other comments, questions, check-ins, anything else so far for this evening's net, or any other questions about what we've spoken about so far, please call now. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. We have another 30 minutes or so for this evening's Learning Net. I can probably bring some things up. There's definitely some club news and activities we got coming up here. So, but I'll throw it back out to the net. Any other comments, questions, check-ins, anything else so far for this evening's net? Please call now. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. A couple things the club here related. Our website, I have taken over administration of it. So same website, W0TX.org. We actually have .com and .net if you ever wanted to use those, but we mainly push the .org. But it has been updated. We're now using kind of WordPress as a back end, and has kind of all the same information, but kind of a little bit more easier to navigate via your computer or via your smartphone. So it's a work in progress, but things are looking a little bit better than they were. And if anybody has any comments, questions on that, don't ever hesitate to email me, k1dbc at w0tx.org, or I think it's website admin at w0tx.org. So this should help enable our club from a kind of a membership and roundtable perspective to kind of help those processes along. They've kind of been done by hand for a while, and for as many people as we have in this club, some of these things just become a little bit cumbersome. So, yeah, check it out, w0tx.org. And if you have any questions or comments on that, please let me know.
JK.
Yeah, A0JK, Fred, go ahead.
A0JK, yeah, Daron. Really appreciate all the work you're doing there, and whoever else has all been working on upgrading the website. I think it's been long overdue. You look at some of the other clubs' websites and their newsletters and whatnot. We were really behind the curve there, so we really appreciate seeing this all taking place. And it's rather nice to have the round table come up right away and being able to scroll through it. So some good changes being made there, and I hope it continues. So everybody take a gander at it, take a look at the new workings there on our club's website. So, and also we're looking forward to seeing the June roundtable come up here most shortly, I hope. AA0JK, keep up the good work. Thank you.
Perfect, not a problem. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Brennan, let me bring his call sign up here. Give me a second. He's in charge of the roundtable, and he's been doing it for quite a while. Roundtable, Brennan Pate, AD0UZ. Yeah, he puts a lot of effort into these, and they're going back many years now. And yeah, I definitely, they've been a little bit underwhelmed with the amount of, they kind of have some statistics and analytics in the back end, and they can kind of see who's been clicking, how many people have been clicking into it, and it's been kind of low, unfortunately. So yeah, right there on the front page, the roundtable, and this will convert a little bit away from PDF potentially into maybe just a regular kind of just a web page. We'll always have kind of PDF format, but for him and for anybody else who's going to run the roundtable in the future, we kind of need to move away from that. So yep, right there on the front page, please check that out. Because yeah, he and a lot of people put a lot of work into that. Fred and Bob and a lot of people, Bill, put articles in here. So this has been going on since 2007. They have roundtables going back to. So please check that out, because that's a good part of our club. You don't have to pay for it. It's free. Even if you're not a member, you can check that out. So right on the front page there, upcoming events, upcoming meeting, right there for you. So check that out. Again, this is K1DBC. Yeah, if anybody has any questions on our website or anything else like that, please call now.
W0BKS, Whiskey 0, Bravo Kilo Sierra, Barb.
Good evening, Barb, W0BKS. Got you checked in. If you have any comments or questions, please let us know. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. Yeah, Barb or anyone else. If anybody else has any comments, questions, anything else so far for this evening's net, please call now.
KE0SUM. Quick question.
Yeah, KE0SUM. Jonathan, go right ahead.
I wondered if it was appropriate. I've been thinking a lot about power lately. At the moment, I use mid-power. I have an s.t.e.m 400, and I'm using mid-power, which I think is 20 or 25 watts, because I think this repeater doesn't work as well. But I wondered if I could do a quick radio check, and I'll change the power down to low, which would be 5 watts. Would that be okay, Tyrone?
Not a problem at all. Yeah, it's a good place for it. Yeah, if you want to try changing your power output from medium to low, and we can do a quick signal report. Go right ahead.
Thanks, I appreciate it. I just moved to low power. I tend to vary a little bit depending on the repeaters, but I normally like to, of course, as the FCC tells us in our exams, use the lowest power you can, but sometimes I think it's worth bumping it up a notch, but this would be at 5 watts.
All right. I could barely tell a difference at all, quite frankly. You sound pretty much exactly the same between those two. So, yeah, this is K1DBC Net Control, KE0SUM. Your signal sounds just as good as it was in that medium power setting.
Thanks, Jerome. I thought it might, but it's worth checking, and I think a lot of newer amateurs are probably confused, and they think they should use the maximum power, which is actually probably just harder on the radio and generating more heat with electronics and wattage. But I appreciate the feedback. KE0SUM, back to net.
All right, KE0SUM, Jonathan. This is K1DBC Net Control. Yeah, very similarly, I had made that change several months ago. Similarly to the points that you had just made there. Yeah, the FCC just asks that we use the lowest power that we can, and yeah, I was using, I think, something like mid as well, or maybe high potentially. I don't think so, but on my FT857, yeah, 20 to plus watts or so. And yeah, changed it to low, and it doesn't seem to have affected my signal either. So yeah, as long as you can make the repeater, it seems like 5 watts is quite doable. You know, it has to do with the audio and microphone and all that part of the radio, and yeah, so yeah, really cool stuff there. So yeah, good information there, SUM. Yeah, I'll throw it out. Yeah, just let everyone, or I'll let the group know. Yeah, you can transmit on 5 watts, whether it be from a handheld or a mobile device or whatever rig you may have, and you should be able to come in just fine to the repeater, and we should hear you just fine. So yeah, don't hesitate to ever ask us for a signal report if you ever want to do some testing like that. So this is K1DBC Net Control. Good question there. I'll throw it out to the net. Any other comments, questions, check-ins, anything else so far for this evening's net? Please call now.
JK.
Yeah, AA0JK. Fred, go right ahead.
AA0JK, yeah. Just another item here. for those that will be assisting the operators who are going to be making contacts there for getting club points there during the field day event. We do the software logging, and I realize it looks to be pretty straightforward, but it's always nice to have some assistance there with the logging. I know that most of the time we do see everyone paired up with somebody, one on the computer and one on the radio, so that is definitely appreciated. But for those who would like to help out along those lines, I believe the club is using the N3FJP software. Correct me if I'm mistaken. But they've got a field day contest log quick start tutorial on the website, which would kind of help immensely there for those who haven't used it in the past. It's fairly simple, but it's always nice to be able to get a look at it before you're actually confronted with it and have to use it. So if there's any interest in that, we've got the web HTTPS here in front of me. So just a thought there for those of you who will be helping out. AA0JK.
All right, good information there, Fred. AA0JK. Yeah, N3FJP. November 3, Foxtrot Juliet Papa. Logging software in general, but they have more specifically a AR, a field day version. And yeah, if you're not aware of kind of how the contact goes for field day, it's very short, very simple. It's you're getting somebody else's call sign, their class, which is like a 3 alpha, or that's what we are, 3 alpha, and then their section, which is ours is Colorado, but then, yeah, it's the sections by state abbreviations, essentially. So 3 pieces of information: call, class, and section. And yeah, it gets a little bit heated, or not heated. There's a lot of stuff going on all at the moment. So yeah, luckily we do things in a 2-person operation, 1 person operating the radio and 1 person operating the software. So 3 bits of information there, and we have 3 computers that we network together, and we can see if we have duplicates or something, and it makes it really easy to see the total amount of contacts that we've done and what states and areas we've contacted. So yeah, as Fred mentioned, the quick start guide for N3FJP on their website, n3fjp.com. Don't be scared. There'll be plenty of opportunities to learn, and it's a 24-hour event, and there's often times where there's nobody operating. So, there's plenty of opportunity to learn and to listen and to try to understand what's going on. So, good information there, AA0JK Fred. This is K1DBC Net Control. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. Yeah, good information there. Any other questions so far this evening about anything else we've spoken about, or field day, or upcoming events, or anything else club related, or ham radio related, or any other check-ins, comments, anything else? Please call now. This is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. Another awesome event that we actually participate in, but so we haven't really mentioned it too often, is the Mile High Hook and Ladder Fire Muster and Parade. We work with the Salvation Army to actually drive their vehicle in the parade with their canteen vehicle. And a muster is a few-hour event where we show off a different firefighting apparatus. So South Metro Fire, a lot of the different agencies. June 18th, Saturday, June 18th. If you'd like to help me, you'd probably just be sitting in the passenger seat, and or at the muster. You're more than happy to hang out at the Salvation Army vehicle. This is in downtown Littleton, and more information over on W0TX.org under our events, or join us under volunteer. You can find that. So Littleton Boulevard West and South Bannock. It starts at Parade at 9 a.m. and then the muster is at the Arapahoe Community College. So milehighhookandladder.org, sponsored in the past by shop.com. So yeah, it's a pretty cool event. They're the Denver Aries group often handles the radio communication support, and I believe they're doing the same thing this year. So denveraries.org. You may have been involved with them, and we have a lot of club members who have been with them in the past. So a lot of cool crossover between ham radio and public safety support, and really cool stuff there. So June 18th, the 36th annual Mile High Hook and Ladder Fire Muster and Parade. A couple more things on that, I guess, just their description of it. Let me see. It's a free family event featuring antique and modern fire rescue vehicles, Jaws of Life auto extraction, water activities for children, Children's Hospital. There's an AeroLife helicopter that flies in and out. So really, really cool stuff there. A lot of fun, really cool stuff. One weekend before Field Day. June 18th. So if you have any questions on that, please let me know. K1DBC at W0TX.org. This is K1DBC Net Control. I'll throw it out to the net. Any other comments, questions, check-ins, anything else so far for this evening's net, please call now. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. I guess club-related stuff while we're on that. We're looking for kind of a more formal position for a membership chairperson. We have 450-plus dues-paying members, and we'd love to see more participation within our events and a lot of things in general. So if you have the availability, this is a volunteer position, but if you'd like to assist current potential members in activities, primary communication point for new members, manage the membership database, the emails, some payments and dues. You don't have to be licensed, but if you have any experience with nonprofit organizations or you'd like to help us a little bit more, we'd love to enable our members to be more involved. So membership chairperson, reach out to membership at W0TX.org because that is a position we're looking for. All right, this is K1DBC, Daron for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. We have another 10-15 minutes or so here for this evening's net. I probably can bring up some other stories or things, but if anybody else has any comments, questions, check-ins so far for this evening's net, please call now. All right, this is K1DBC Daron, Net Control. You've probably heard the Dayton Hamvention happened recently here. So there's plenty of stuff online about that. A lot of YouTube videos. I was showing a video earlier from Randy K7AGE. He had visited the Voice of America Museum, which is a pretty interesting thing. So yeah, he has quite a few videos here. He visited the Air Force Museum at Hamvention. He looked at the Contest University, again, Voice of America Museum, and then more Hamvention behind the scenes there. So if anybody had visited Hamvention here, let us know if you have any stories or any follow-up on that. Please let us know. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. Yeah, just looking at his video here from fourth video here in the series. So yeah, some behind the scenes of a Hamvention. I wonder if anybody has any other comments or questions in regards to this year's Hamvention in Dayton. Please call now. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. Yeah, if you just do a search on YouTube for Hamvention, you should be able to find plenty of videos from a lot of different YouTubers here nowadays checking things out there. So, all right, this is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning. And once more, I'll throw it out to the net. Any other comments, questions, check-ins, anything else so far for this evening's net? Please call now. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. I have a couple random things here I can bring up, but any other few things for the rest of the net here? Just a few more minutes. Anybody else? Please call now. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. I only have a couple things here, really. I've been a little bit busy with work here recently, but over on rtl-sdr.com, always great blog to read. Yeah, quite of an interesting article here. They're talking about feeding different data to different providers. They're talking about feeding ACARS data, ACARS, which is some avionics, aircraft communications addressing and reporting system. Also talked about reporting ADSB, which is the next generation automatic dependent surveillance system. So websites like airframes.io in this one, or ADSB Exchange, or any of those, we've talked about ATC audio. That's often fed by people just with software-defined radios. So pretty interesting article here about they're reporting this data and how they're doing so. So pretty interesting stuff there. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning. I really actually don't have much more for this evening's net. I'll throw it out. Any other comments, questions, anything else? We have another 5 minutes or so. Please call now. All right, this is Daron K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning. I'll see if I can dig anything else up here, any last minute things here. But I'll throw it back out to the net. Any other comments, questions, check-ins, please call now.
This is KF0JIC. It's actually Steve rather than Dave.
Sorry about that, KF0JIC, Steve. Got you corrected on there. Appreciate that. Thank you. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, if you ever find any corrections you need to your call signs or names, please let me know. Don't hesitate to do so. So, real quick on our website, a couple new things here for us. We really don't do is social media, and I'm not doing it too well currently. But Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, we do all now have official Denver Radio Club channels on those. So, we're gonna try to utilize these more in field day. If you take photos or pictures or that's what I'm saying. If you take any media, any photos, videos, please don't hesitate to tweet us at us, Denver Radio Club, or post it on our Denver Radio Club Facebook page, which has only one R. So a little bit new to us, but maybe just to put people out there or to get people to know more about our club. So you don't have to interact with them if you don't want to, but just putting that out there. We now have Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. So this is Daron, K1DBC. Not much more for this evening's net. I'll throw it back out to the net. Any other further comments, questions, check-ins, please call now. Drone Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. Appreciate everyone being here this evening. I don't have much more for this evening's net. A little bit of a quieter week, but probably just due to the holidays. So hopefully everyone's doing well. Thankfully, we're having a bit of rain and moisture and helping us with some of the fire seasons and droughts here. So, yeah, any other last-minute comments, questions, check-ins, anything else so far for this evening's net? Please call now. All right, this is Daron K1DBC Net Control. Definitely appreciate everyone being here this evening. Again, youtube.com/Denver Radio Club. If you missed if you've missed any other prior nets or meetings, we have all of those for the last couple of years over on there, put into a playlist. So meetings, learning nets, Elmers sessions. Check that out if you'd like to. We'll be putting more stuff on there, and if you'd like to participate more on that, please don't hesitate to let me know, please, because I'd love to have any help that I can, and whatever it may be. So again, this is Daron K1DBC Net Control. This will be the last call for this evening's net. Any other last minute comments, questions, check-ins? Please call now. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. I'll be playing a little bit of an outro video if you watch on YouTube. Not at all related, but just a little scene here from Spaceballs. Just makes me laugh here a little bit. So I guess I'll just go and wrap this net up. Yeah, appreciate everyone being here. We had a total of 16 check-ins. Really do appreciate that. Please feel free to contact us, Elmer at W0TX.org, groups.io/G/Ham Learning Net. All the social media I had just mentioned. Definitely don't hesitate to reach out in any manner that you can. Let's see. Let us know. Yeah, keep your comments, questions, check-ins coming in. Really do appreciate that. Thanks to the Denver Radio Club for allowing us to use the repeaters for this net. Join us on the third Wednesday of the month, 6 p.m. for an Elmers session prior to the regularly scheduled Denver Radio Club at 7 p.m. These take place online. See W0TX.org for more information on that. Yeah, join us next week for our next Learning Net, 7:30 p.m. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. All stations, please stand by while the repeaters are placed into normal mode. That was the wrong one.
PL off. W0TX repeater. PL on.
All right, this is the K1DBC Net Control. I had the right one there the second time. So, again, 7 through to all. Really do appreciate everyone sticking around. And, yeah, really appreciate everyone being around here. And we'll speak to you all next week. 7 through to all, and we'll talk to you soon. I'm clear. All right, again, everyone, thanks again for checking things here. I'll play a couple things, actually, now that I had just thought about it. But I'll play this for now, and... you know, just for beginning of LGBTQ2 month, I'll play something else here right after this. So thanks for joining here. It'll be just a few minutes of outro video. So y'all have a good evening. We'll talk to you soon.
But how? The minute we move in there, they're going to spot us on their radar.
Not if we jam it.
Aha! You're right.
Down scope.
Down scope. Radar about to be jammed.
Sir?
What is it?
Can I talk to someone, please, sir?
Well? You don't need that, Private. We're right here. Now, what is it? Now, what is it?
I'm having trouble with the radar, sir.
What's wrong with it?
I've lost the bleeps, I've lost the sweeps, and I've lost the creeps.
The what? The what? And the what?
You know, the bleeps, the sweeps, and the creeps.
That's not all he's lost.
Sir, the radar, sir. It appears to be jammed.
Jammed. Raspberry. There's only one man who would dare give me the raspberry. Lone Star!
All right. Thanks for watching that. And only because we are LGBT plus supportive of everything. So just old nostalgic video here from Time Warp and Groove Thing from Drew Carey's show. So appreciate everyone being here. And we'll take things out here for this evening. So appreciate everyone. And we'll go from here. Oh, maybe. Nope. And we love you all. So this is K1DBC. We will see you all next week.